To step into the projection booth of your own mind is to be confronted by a console of bewildering complexity. Dials labeled with emotions, levers of memory, filters of belief, and a master lens through which all of reality is filtered. It can feel overwhelming, a chaotic system of cause and effect. But beneath this apparent chaos lies an elegant, tripartite system, a trinity of cognitive function that dictates the entire quality of your human experience. Understanding these three pillars is not an intellectual exercise. It is akin to a starship engineer learning the principles of warp drive. It is the difference of drifting through the cosmos at the mercy of stellar winds and charting a conscious, purposeful course through the nebulas of your own inner space. The first and most primal pillar is the sentinel, the amygdala and its ancient song. This is the oldest part of the console, built from ancient, hardened code written in the language of survival. The sentinel does not think, it reacts. It does not reason, it scans. Its sole purpose is to keep you alive, and it does so with a brutal, binary efficiency. Is this thing, this sound, this sight, this thought a threat? If yes, it sounds an alarm so profound it hijacks the entire system. Heart rate elevates, muscles tense, digestion halts, the body is prepared for fight or flight. This mechanism is a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering, flawless in a world of saber-toothed tigers and rival tribes. But the sentinel cannot tell the difference between a predator in the tall grass and an angry email in your inbox. It cannot differentiate between social humiliation and physical peril. It reads the neural signature of a worried thought about a future presentation with the same apocalyptic urgency as it would an actual physical attack. Its song is one of pure, unadulterated sensation, the raw physiological surge of anxiety. It is the source of the tremor in your hands, the knot in your stomach, the dizzying rush of dread. It is not your enemy. It is a devoted, if overzealous, protector, forever screaming that the sky is falling, because that is the only song it knows how to sing. The second pillar, and our primary point of intervention, is the narrator, the cortex and the storytelling machine. If the sentinel provides the raw, terrifying data of sensation, the narrator is the function that immediately rushes in to make sense of it. It cannot abide a vacuum of meaning. It is the part of the console that takes the raw footage provided. By the sentinel, the heart palpitations, the sweaty palms, and instantly, compulsively, writes a script to explain it. This is not a conscious process. It is an automatic, generative act of storytelling. The sentinel screams danger, and the narrator, like a panicked screenwriter on a deadline, frantically drafts a plot. My heart is racing. Therefore, I must be having a heart attack, or my palms are sweaty. Therefore, I will humiliate myself in this meeting, and everyone will see I'm a fraud. This story is not based on fact, but on a curated library of past experiences, learned biases, and societal fears. It weaves a compelling, utterly believable narrative out of thin air and physiological feedback. The story feels true because the body is reacting as if it is true, creating a vicious, self-justifying loop. The story creates the sensation, and the sensation validates the story. The narrator, in its desperate attempt to create order from the chaos of primal fear, ends up architecting a prison of its own design. This leads us to the third and most liberating pillar, the observer, the prefrontal cortex, and the seat of conscious choice. This is the newest, most sophisticated part of the console, the quiet, calm presence that has been drowned out by the alarm of the sentinel and the frantic storytelling of the narrator. The observer does not feel the fear, nor does it create the story, Its power is metacognitive. It watches the feeling. It listens to the story. It is the silent, spacious awareness that can notice, the sentinel is activated, and the narrator is crafting a catastrophe narrative again. This is the essence of cognitive reframing. It is not about fighting the fear or violently rejecting the negative story. That is merely another form of struggle, another story of conflict. True reframing begins from the platform of the observer. It is the deliberate, conscious act of using this higher faculty to interrupt the automatic feedback loop between sensation and story. From this quiet vantage point, you can finally engage with the narrator not as a captive audience, but as an editor. You can look at the catastrophic draft it has presented and ask, with genuine curiosity, is that truly the only explanation? What is another, more evidence-based story we could tell about these sensations? This is not positive thinking. It is accurate thinking. It is the recalibration of a faulty instrument. It is the process of deconstructing the monolithic, terrifying narrative into its component parts: a thought, a feeling, a sensation, and seeing them for what they are. Transient events in the conscious field, not absolute truths. The observer holds the key because it is the only part of you that is not the program. It is the user. It is the awareness in which the entire system arises, and in that simple, profound recognition lies the entirety of your freedom. These three pillars, the reactive sentinel, the generative narrator, and the aware observer, are not just concepts. They are the fundamental actors in the internal drama of your life. To master cognitive reframing is to learn their roles, their languages, and their motivations. It is to placate the sentinel with reassurance, to coach the narrator toward better stories, and, most importantly, to cultivate the power of the observer until its quiet presence becomes the default state of your being. This is the core of the alchemy, turning the lead of automatic reaction into the gold of conscious response.